I'm in shock. I'm in absolute shock. And I've already made the video that I will release after this talking about Rookie of the Year. And like, it's like 35 freaking degrees in this room, and that's Celsius. I'm sweating, and I'm still making this video because this has got to be said. Obviously, we know. Anyone who's watching the games, Rookie of the Year isn't close. That is not a knock at Angel Reese. She would have probably beaten Aliyah Boston last year. She might have beaten Ryan Howard the year before. Probably does beat Ryan Howard the year before. And definitely beats Onion Ware. Probably beats Crystal Dangerfield. And maybe beats Arike. Aja Wilson's the last person who, up to this point, I think would beat her. But before we get on, if you guys are new to the channel, subscribe. We are trying to hit, well, we've just hit 23,000. We get to 23.1k by the end of the day. That would be incredible. But anyway, so we got to talk about Caitlin Clark. We just have to. She is one of, what point guards? Let's just say since. She's player of the week. She's player of the month for July. I think it's going to be hard to argue. Maybe Sabrina, sorry. She's player of the week anyway. Just give her one of them. Whichever one gets player of the week, give the other one player of the month. Like, that's just the way it is with Sabrina and Caitlin Clark right now. But Caitlin Clark is already, like, she broke the assist record, and this happened in the game. And also, what happened in the game was that same play happened to a wide open Kaylou Samuelson while the ball was in the air. Chrissy Sides called a timeout. Nobody has ever had a 20-20 game in the WNBA. Nobody outside of the bubble, which wasn't real basketball. Crystal Dangerfield won Rookie of the Year in the bubble. Not real basketball. No one outside of the bubble has ever had over 16. She broke the record by 3. If Nalissa Smith could I don't know what, something was wrong with Nalissa Smith. Carrington was in the stand. Carrington's team just traded for someone who Carrington hates. And you can tell with Nalissa Smith, when she's not there, like, when she's feeling a little bit off, non-basketball related, she's been terrible. Anytime she's not feeling 100%, she's been awful this year. She has been. You can tell, like, even anytime she plays the Sun, she just forgets how to play basketball. She's been brilliant in some games, she's been awful in others, and this was an absolutely awful game. But, like, you can see here, like, people saying she's 26 games into her WNBA career and she's already one of the best point guards in league history. What's the under but her turnovers? Man, like, she had 4 turnovers. One of her turnovers is literally garbage time throwing the ball to the other team. The game was over and she just chucked the ball to the other team. She couldn't care less about her turnovers. They'd lost the game. And they're down 4. She dribbles. She gets the ball on an inbound, dribbles up, and suddenly it's a 2-on, or it's a 1-on-5 situation because everybody on the other team has gone back. 2 people are chasing her. 3 have built a wall there, and she dribbles into the wall expecting somebody to be on her right or her left. No one's there. She's like, what the hell do I do? Turns back right into somebody. So it's like, that's where the last 2 assists came from. But genuinely, I'm trying to think of what point guard, if you're asking me for a point guard right now, peak for peak. Sue Bird. Cool. Sue Bird. And this is like, she's another level. Like, she is already, like, if you put her with a good team, if you put her on the Liberty, I'm not joking, she averages maybe not more, 16.8 points. Maybe she doesn't average more than 16.8. But she might average 17, 5, 6, and 12. If you literally, all you have to do, if I'm Satu, I'm joining the Fever. I'm thinking, I'm getting the ball handed. Like, Aliyah Boston had 28 points today. She didn't even have to work for the 28. The ball was just handed to her. Layup. I can't believe it. I'm just in so much shock. I'm in shock at how good she is. And not only that, you can just see she plays at a different pace to everybody. She just runs. Like, when they were down 15, she just goes, screw this. I'm going head down at them. Bang. I'm one. I'm going again. I'm one. I'm running. Aliyah Boston knows all she has to do is run in a straight line and Caitlin Clark's going to find her. 4 of Caitlin Clark's assists were from the team scrambling, trying to guard her, and everybody running, and suddenly Aliyah Boston's wide open under the basket. Like, and not only that, did you guys see what she was doing dribbling-wise today? She was going behind the back, tween, step back, crossover, all this stuff. Where has that been all year? Where has that been? She's increasing her bag, she's increasing her confidence. And look, this is the worst she's going to be. Look, again, prime for prime. Sue Bird, cool. As far as point guards are concerned. Prime for prime, if you are giving me prime Taurasi, cool. Again, I didn't watch anything live prior to probably 2012. So anything before that, like, I've never watched Becky Hammon live. I never watched Theresa Weatherspoon. I never watched Cheryl Swoops live. So I can't really say anything about them. So I'm not going to really put them in like the sort of modern WNBA. If you're telling me prime for prime, who I would take over her right now, and this is rookie Caitlin Clark, prime Asia, prime Elena Deladon, that without question, no matter who you could pick your teams, like, for people saying that certain people are better guards, I genuinely think if you put her on the Liberty, like if you surrounded her, even without a single other All-Star other than her and Boston, let's say her and Boston are there, and you surround her with Lainey Hamilton, screw it, Kennedy Carter, and trying to give a good 4 that's going to run and just get hers while not being an All-Star. Who's a good 4 that isn't an All-Star? That can actually like run up and down. Because Aliyah Boston, we saw when Aliyah Boston and Dantas played with each other, it was a bit of a struggle. Heck, Natasha Howard. Let's just put Natasha Howard in there. Natasha Howard looked pretty decent. That team right there, Caitlin Clark might average 12 assists a game. She might average 12 assists. Like, every passing record is going to be broken. And not only that, like, Courtney Vandersloot is led the WNBA in assists. She's the only one who's even come close to hitting the 10 assists a game. In the month of July, Caitlin Clark averaged 26.3 and 12.5 assists. The highest assist per game average in a month. And that is including her teammates blowing open layups, not catching the ball, and struggling and Katie Lou going 1 of 5 on wide open threes. Like, they couldn't make a shot today. And that's the funniest part of it. If you watched, if her team was even remotely, if anyone not named Aliyah Boston was even remotely good at shooting today, she could have had 25. The shots that she creates for her team, the quality of looks that she creates for her team is greater than anything. And that is like the whole purpose of basketball. And I am like, look, I coach at a decent enough level. Like, I coach basically semi-professional level. I coach pros. Like, I coach at a decent enough level. And my philosophy for coaching is always the point of basketball, just like in any invasion game, is to put yourself in a position to score more often than the other team. If you do that, you're going to win more often than you're not. So, for me, if you get more quality looks than the other team, and that is quality looks for the player, like, you don't want a non-shooter shooting a 3, for example. But the quality looks that Caitlin Clark generates is something nobody else does. So if you are a player and you are willing to turn off Twitter, if you are willing to log off Twitter, it doesn't matter about the fans, it doesn't matter about anything. Caitlin Clark seems like a nice person. If you are willing to turn off Twitter and you are somebody who is confident that you can shoot 40% on wide the F open threes, go join the Fever. Go join the Fever. You are going to score more points than you ever have before, easier than you ever have before. If you are a defender and runner, go join the Fever. Go join the Fever. You will, if you can defend and run, Caitlin Clark will make you look like a borderline all-star. And again, Temi Fagbenle plays today. This is not even close. Temi Fagbenle versus Liz Smith at times. Temi Fagbenle, the way this game was played, could have had 15 points off 7 assists from Caitlin Clark. 1-and-1. Like, that's just the way the game is. She creates better looks and more scoring opportunities than anyone else. Whether that be for herself or for others. She had 24 points today, 18 shots. Yeah, not the craziest game. But Caitlin Clark is the best offensive player in this league. And that includes A'ja Wilson. A'ja Wilson's a better scorer. There are better scorers than Caitlin Clark. Nobody creates as many open looks for their teammates as Caitlin. Caitlin Clark probably creates 20, I wouldn't be surprised if she creates 30 wide open looks for a team a game. Wide open looks. She genuinely created 12 plus open layups for her teammates today. I've never seen anything like it. And look, as I've said in a video, well, it'll be a bit later. Caitlin Clark is in All-WNBA first team discussions. The Rookie of the Year race is over. Angel Reese is brilliant. Angel Reese is a really, really good rookie. A spectacular player. Caitlin Clark is generational. She's generational.